Hi, my name is Jake Herbert, 2012 United States Olympian. I was injured in a wrestling match 3 weeks before the Olympic trials. It was a severe neck injury where I was in on a shot. The guy pulled me in more. I just heard 3 crunches and I knew something was wrong, so I went and saw my physical therapist.
I get this call, I guess a week before the Olympic tryouts, from a local physical therapist saying, Dr. J, we're trying to work with this hopeful. He's one of the top contenders. We're not getting anywhere with him. Is there any possible way you can see him? And so I thought, this is an opportunity, but wow, am I going to be able to get this guy fixed in this short a time? He's leaving in a week to try out. And I said, all right, bring him in. Let me see what I can do. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Doc. How you doing?
How's it going?
Doing well.
So what am I fixing today?
A little bit of everything, you know.
All right. We went through quite a lot of things together. As he had stated, he could barely turn his head side to side, particularly to the right. He could barely lift his head up. And so I did careful examination of all the different structures at that area. So I found restrictions in his occiput bone, a bone in the back of his neck, his atlas, and his axis. And so we went ahead and very discreetly worked those. Get this one set where the problem is, find its barrier, go back and forth to the barrier, and do it. How'd that feel?
It felt great.
Good. But then as we worked with him, we found things were happening in his upper thoracic area and shoulders, and then there were the muscles involved and muscle weakness patterns. Got him. How'd that feel?
I don't know yet.
So I ended up pretty much fixing what I found, which is the approach. Go through the entire body, fix everything, whether it's the foot, the ankle, the low back. So that right there. All right.
You gotta remember, I usually bend people like this. I don't get bent like this.
All right, well, I'll try to be good because I sure don't want you to beat me up. That's the last thing I need. All right, well, let's pre-treat with a little muscle energy. So I know it looks like it got you in the pretzel. You're going to pull this foot down to the table with a steady push of about 1 pound. So pull down. Now you're firing these muscles. So I'm monitoring right where you're stuck. Relax. And then I'm stretching out the muscles after an isometric. So pull down again. Relax. Beautiful. Good. And one more time. Relax. Nice. Okay. So now we pre-treated. So now it'll be a lot easier to do this. I'm just going to lower you down a little bit, get a little better leverage, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you're going to work with me here. There. And I'm just going to hop aboard the old SS Jake here. Got it.
Oh my gosh.
How'd that feel?
Unbelievable. It's so hard. It's so hard to get, like,
right?
Usually get popped because a lot of chiropractors don't have, like, trouble, you know, trying to move me.
Well, part of it is specificity, being exactly at the spot that the barrier is, and also pre-treating and getting all the tissues to soften, so that by the time you do the manipulation, it's not that much. But if you just try to move it before you treated the tissues, the muscles are all tight. So you notice how we did the isometrics first, and it was quite impressive. At the end of that treatment, he got, I would say, 50 to 70% improvement in range of motion, and definitely a reduction in pain with motion. All right, man. Well, why don't we try to get in a couple more visits before you take off? You're leaving like in a couple days, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get together tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
I know we got Memorial Day, and then it'll be whatever, but let's try to get a couple more in.
Thanks, Doc.
All right, man.
Working miracles, man.
And then we crossed our fingers, and sure enough, my son and I kept checking to see if the match was over, and then it said Jake Herbert wins, and it was like, there you go.